Okay.
One, my first degree me in political science at Legon.
Okay.
So I'll talk as a political scientist. And then me a lawyer. And I'm a one master's in public administration. So I'll also be talking administrative law and the public administration.
Right.
I will take it from 3 angles for people to appreciate what I am coming to talk about. KOG, who say we have been blessed with 3 arms of government, which is the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary.
Yeah.
The head of the executive is the president. The head of the legislature is the speaker. And the head of the judiciary is the chief justice. It is a offer constitution now. Now we Article 57 or say there shall be a president of the Republic of Ghana who shall be the head of state, the head of government, and at the same time the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So Article 57, they created the office of the president, which is the executive. Over Article 73, or say Ghana shall have a monocephalous and then a unicameral legislature.
That's right.
Which means parliaments will be only one. The law-making body in Ghana here is only one. And it shall be headed by the speaker. Now, Article 125 for say justice emanates from the people. And it shall be administered on behalf of the people by the judiciary. And then they created the judiciary, But if you look at these 3 arms of government, we don't have it in hierarchical manner.
Yeah.
In terms of politics. With the same power. They have equal powers. But there is a principle in law, I refer to judicial review. Judicial review pay in the power Emma judiciary to declare actions of the executive and the legislature null and void, ultra vires and therefore unconstitutional. KOG, the party is like a constitution in one. You can check Article 1, Article 1 of the Constitution. Article 1 of the Constitution, heading supremacy of the law. Article 1 of the Constitution. So chapter 1, Article 1. Supremacy of
so
the
the sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people.
Article 1, Clause 2.
Clause 2. This constitution shall be the supreme law of Ghana, and any other law found to be inconsistent with the provision of this constitution shall, to the extent, I'm sure that the first paragraph.
Yes.
All right.
Or see, the law or the constitution is the supreme law of what?
Ghana.
Of Ghana. That is the first thing. It's the constitution now you create. The supreme law. But there is one thing that people don't know. There is difference between interpretation of law and application of the law.
Okay.
There is difference between what? Interpretation of the law and what? Application of the law. MKOG, then laws of Ghana or say you to aba na your president do benya 50 plus 1
is declare the president. Yeah.
It's not in the constitution. And you can see your Supreme Court according interpretation.
Levy.
Or they can show me your Supreme Court according interpretation. And what are we doing? We are just applying what?
The law.
We are not interpreting the law. KOG, Fameko Article 97 Clause 1. G and H. And no, and what's them? And Abbas is here. Article 97 Clause 1.
G, if he leaves the party, of which he was a member.
Clause 1 heading, so that they will know what we are talking about. Heading there, Clause 1.
The Article 97 Clause 1.
Yes.
Okay, so the tenure of office of members.
Yes.
A member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament upon a dissolution of parliament. So let me skip to G.
Way, and I will be a member of parliament. Now, first one, we sit in the bed, then you beg GFU same.
Yeah.
That is Article 97. Yes, a quine war hormono. We are Mubaku Bia, we sit now, what is our parliament, you beg then, you beg GFU same. Okay, it's your called G,
Okay, so G and C, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party.
Cynthia Morrison, on your MPP.
Or MPP.
2024 about your MPP, original MPP.
David, as independent.
Until we fee MPP man on film.
He is currently the member of parliament on the ticket of the MPP.
Now, me say we film and no film. If we MPP4 constitution article 3.
If you go as an independent, you forfeit your party.
You forfeit your party membership.
Yeah.
Maybe so Alan Chemate or MPP ni.
Debbie.
Hope Sinado or MPP ni.
Sisia Debbie.
Na no Hinington or MPP ni.
Debbie.
I didn't see.
Because they've joined an independence movement.
That
so
is
they
it.
forfeited their party.
On situation, is it different from Cynthia Morrison?
That's right.
Maybe so. Ghana for me, be a question. On my situation, is it different from Cynthia Morrison?
She has equally forfeited his membership.
That is it. Then she said the speaker here no wrong. And then, Minia, 2019, 2020, and then they see what Ghana Hanu say. Current second deputy speaker. No MPP ni. And primaries. Olusuye.
Oko as independent.
No case be independent. Then MPP4 can ye.
So we're forfeiting the membership, so his seat should be declared vacant.
The situation is it different from Cynthia Morris and the end there? I didn't MPP4 they be almost person year Ghana for. Why is that always the MPP wants to take Ghanaians as stupid? The same thing you defended in 2020. Amudi Yi Obi Efi Parliament. The same thing is being applied to you today. Must say a big crazy that. Now, Modi I see here 2020 a different scenario from this one. What is the difference? What is the difference? Minya, my checking H, you know. They actually a G, yan checking H.
H and say if he was elected a member of parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party.
Andres Yama, currently, our party bay.
He's an independent candidate.
Now, wako file sir or person contest
on a ticket of MPP.
Enti H we breach ya no breach ye.
Breach.
Enti then yeka. And then pa na yeka Ghana anu say MPP for my ya asumu anya den enkoye. And then pa na yeka Ghana anu say. So you see what the speaker did was not to interpret the law. All that the speaker did was to do what? Apply the law. Now, if you crumple, say, what share the statement now? Or say, I am informing the house. What kind of interpretation?
Maybe.
Did the speaker say, here, all you know boss is here, no, who permits me about my Ghana for CATB? Or and no, or say, I am informing the house. The speaker never said, he's interpreting the law. The speaker did not interpret the law.
Okay. It's in here, Afenoma Kenya was to seek an interpretation of the law. And the right place is the Supreme Court, obviously. The Supreme Court here, no, did they interpret it? Because the law is clear on the declaration of what Speaker made. The law backs what Speaker did.
Yes.
But the interpretation makes it look like as if say the whole indication was wrong. What did the Supreme Court do?
Okay, Minia. In law, if you be said natural justice, and our boss, no.
Yeah.
Natural justice, and the basic law in the whole world. If he esro in a buy, international natural law. No. Meaning you say what kind of Bible da? Obeka say you say Onyankopon bo wiase no. Obo Garden of Eden. Yeah. And there was Adam and what? Eve. But who say omudi edua baby? That's what the Bible is reporting.
Yeah.
And you know the attributes of God. You say, oh, you're omnipresent, you're omniscient. In fact, omniscient what we are seeing in the my God. If you can say omnipresent, and I say, baby, I will be on a
yeah.
But say, what kind of Bible now? Now, what share baby Garden of Eden no mudi apple now? You see, Nakupon do one no. Obisa Adam say, a day na my meanwhile, God is omnipresent too. It was time beside day, a day na my That is the fundamental principle in law and the natural justice. Inti the can say so obi ye bibi na wujina ho krampa e say won bisa no reason ti or ye or ye in law it is called the Odi Otran Pattern Rule. That is here from the other side.
Okay.
It is a judge crown nam law requiring so now see the see the anymore on see what can him and pass a judgment obeko court say the assembly by the anymore do a bisa victim they say a crime ben the fast one said accident here day esi me wa esi no day no ho. That is what we call natural justice. Principle ni two. Baku ye na inconsaswa. That's no man shall be a judge in his own case. And a second one here, the Audi or Trump party rule. It will be a sure say in this case, no, what they are talking about is the Audi or Trump party rule that they should be given hearing. Meaning, say what Article 97 what to say yama hearing be wo. Provision by the what Article 97 1 I talk about hearing. Why they can't hearing as no? Is it the MPP who is canvassing hearing or the Supreme Court that's talking about hearing? In any case, Andrew Siama no 2020 no was he heard? Did somebody talk about hearing? Did somebody talk about natural justice? Minia, she Ghana hanuma ye wono. Mumama ye nyama bia ebe kire say ebi mo ye papa si ebi. And ebi mo ye nipa ye den esi ebi. Ye nyina ye den. Ye pepepe. Regardless of where we are coming from. Regardless of the group or the association we are affiliated to. Because regardless of our religion. Minia, can Article 17 mami? Article 17 of the Constitution. Now you share the Article 17 it talks about equality before the law. All of us are equal before the law. So principles are already apply. Emma Andrew Siama in 2020 no, the same principles should be applied today.
17 equality and freedom from discrimination.
That is it.
17:1 all persons shall be equal before the law.
Minia KOG. I said that all persons shall be equal before what?
The law.
The law. And then in some more keka and then 2020 man can say. And MPP for now omo benefit in 2020 no. This time around omo lose no. In terms of parliament, omo ye nipa SNA ana. Omo ye nipa si NDC for ana. So sometimes no, enyame sisi wo Ghana hanu say you know, mejune hwa menti ase. He mama ka say me sure in 1979. Yeto aba e wo Ghana hanu say. Yeto aba no. Hillary man in a be president. Hillary man appointed papa bi ade efe no Justice Apalu to become the Chief Justice. Do you know what happened? Justice Apalu call Parliament for vetting, you know. When the Parliament here, almost rejecting, you know. Almost rejecting, you know. Ekufuado and Echatuchikata as lawyers were hired by one man called Amwakutufuo, Dr. Amwakutufuo. Then he was a lecturer at Tech. Okay. And now back on the FN Tufuo versus Attorney General. Tufuo and the government echo court, and the Attorney General is the one who represents what? The court. That's the government. Omudu court, who their court they can. Or say matters that happen in Parliament is a closed book. That's Supreme Court they can you. Or say assembly basic or Parliament, a closed book. Supreme Court ain't to me ain't to me come. That's what we call parliamentary supremacy. So BBC or Parliament, Supreme Court do not have control over it. Unless say maybe their parliament you know they have exceeded their what their element or their jurisdiction. That's what we call ultra-virus. But my answer their speaker eka no ne kwan so ana say ne kwan so a then Supreme Court cannot say you're no wrong. Asiesi Hackman MPP for Hackman or say the government echo court Hackman case so you can the same thing. Say whatever happens in Parliament, you know, it's what? It's a closed book of which the judiciary do not have power to open it. So what is the MPP talking about? Meaning, say you can see a better way. Do you know what will happen in Ghana here? Then the governors cannot happen in Ghana here. Immediately will you be somebody will run to the Supreme Court. Governors will forestall. Do you get it? Anytime our parliament may take a decision, somebody will run. See, so I am entreating the Supreme Court to be very careful in dealing with this matter. If not that, here, someone who president born here, Professor Makokwe, SSA in 2020, no, I don't have a born MPP4 and then no. It is a Supreme Court. FSA and Kwama MPP. No more bem. No more be fata. That's acquired. It's your.
It is Speaker of Parliament Ebetimia joining sitting Nyamra mo friend is Senate until the determination of the issue ana. Debbie.
So Utie Dafia Makwamoa almost say they are going to go on with the ruling or the information that the speaker gave to them. The Supreme Court cannot dictate for Parliament. We have you see the three arms of government are par in terms of what? Governance. Yeah. They are par. None of them is ahead of the other. And then the speaker is the head of what? The legislature. And then the speaker have the right to do whatever he wants to do. Unless you go and challenge the action of what? Of the speaker. On the basis he has acted beyond what? His powers. But in this case, looking at it, the speaker have not acted beyond what? His powers. He's within his powers. What he did was just to apply the law, not to interpret the law. Because he doesn't have the power to interpret.
Can the speaker call the bluff of the court?
Yes. In this matter. Because whatever happens in Parliament is what? It's a closed book. It's a closed book. But just to avoid conflict, there's sometimes no more jar in some namayede amanako. But me never say me misa wasemu. It's a court to do to me here ejuma and 10 say.
That's the interesting question.
Me bisa.
Yeah.
Court to me here ejuma and 10 say.
After 2 days.
Debbie, it wasn't after 2 days. First one now. Normal case filing, and do your motion on notice. See, we have two types of applications. So, I had the court. There were two types of application. But we have motion on notice. You file a first one, your motion on notice. The no crap on your 10 days say they should come and argue it in court. The ruling that came yesterday was filed yesterday. And your motion ex parte.
Okay, yeah, so this one was an ex parte motion here.
It's the first one, your motion on notice. They are not to tell you. I could file a new one, which is motion ex parte. And no amount who can say you argue on the case whilst the opposition person is not there. It's a say me they will call too. But me call motion ex parte here. You will not be served with anything. I will go to the court alone for me to be heard. Then on that grounds, there will be an injunction for 14 days. Do you get it? So that you will be informed to come to court and come and argue your side. But meanwhile, the first one apply was motion on notice. That one was in 10 days. And apply before speaker did the ruling here. Now speaker did the ruling here. Almost call back for motion what ex parte. It was filed yesterday in the afternoon. The court was empaneled in the afternoon. The decision was given in the afternoon.
So, make a point to be said for conflict and bantino, we'll find a way to solve the issue.
Yes.
Is it not also a bad precedent to said to say, look, in maybe PMC, and because the young pen to quantino, you solve a sensibio or young pen to quantino sensibio. Going forward, won't that same thing happen? My young castle, young person to come then one party will be cheated. Yet to make us look, speaker should stand firm on the issue. We are applying the law like you said. You apply law we asa things as none of our business. So that going forward, it will serve as a deterrent to other persons who want to engage in some of these acts.
Okay. Oko article 2 you know it's like article 2 Oko article 2 there is a danger there. Article 2 can say any decision given by the Supreme Court and you go against that decision, you know, high treason.
Enforcement of the Constitution.
Yes.
2A, 21A, 21. A person who alleges that an enactment or anything contained in or done under the authority of that of any of other enactments or And I'm into also.
Four.
For failure to obey or carry out the terms of an order or direction made or given under clause 2 of this article constitutes a high crime under this constitution, so and shall
failure to carry out orders from the Supreme Court becomes what? A high crime. That kind, even it affects the president.
In case of this constitution, and shall, in case of a president or the vice president, constitute a ground for removal from office under this constitution.
So even if you are the president, now when taking the orders of the Supreme Court serious, you'll be removed from the office.
While the legislature applied the law.
This is what the constitution is saying. So this is the problem that we have. That if orders are from the Supreme Court, you cannot say you will not carry out those orders. This is what we call constitutional crisis.
So even if we know that Parliament was right, the Speaker was right.
No, they have not gone into the merit of the matter. They have not gone into the merit of the matter. Now they are seeking to injunct, say the decision will not take place until the matter is determined. So what happened on Friday, which is yesterday, it's not the merit of the matter. Assembly you can't say when they are wrong and now when they are right too. But they are only saying the Speaker should hold on until the matter will be determined by the court. So they have not given merit of the case. They have not looked at the substance of what the Speaker said. No. They are only saying there should be stay of execution. Decision now, Speaker Adebayo, should be stayed until the matter will be determined by the Supreme Court.
And that's we don't know when it will be determined.
Sir, if you cry with the injunction, whether the injunction will hold on or will not hold on, will be determined next 14 days. They will go and argue whether what the Supreme Court is even saying, they should hold on, will stay or not. But I mean, it is interesting to note, the Supreme Court can act. And yet LGBT, for instance, normally I call Supreme Court more than 4 months, The court is not even finding time, space, and place to even hear them.
Senator Sam George will echo a
demonstration. They have not finding time. They are not finding space to hear them. But matters related to a certain group of people in Ghana here,
an arm of government.
We have time. We have space.
I fear for Ghana.
Lena Udi will see I'm not. Very interesting education.
Oh yes.
I am restricted from saying certain things because I am a lawyer.
Yeah.
If not that, because I know the consequences. That's why I am quiet over this.
Okay.
But Ghana phone, Mama, I am sorry. Let's be truthful. Let's be honest. Now say empese sanyama yi double standard MPP for ye. Ebekoswa. The only thing I bet me aye and they say 2024 ye December 7th. Ye nyina ye be sorry kwi. Efie akọ various polling stations. Ni akoto aba ama chenye no. Ama Joma Hama ye den ewini na ye nya ye freedom. Ni enya ya akoma so ade ye. Ni etina ye de pese ye bia a obi NCC yen.
But I say, Laura, in fact,
thank you.
We have been so much educated in
very
issues that we raise. I'm sure our listeners are so very educated, and